Okay, I've been putting this one off for a little while, but I need to eat it before the pod goes soft. So this is the Brown Moruga Scorpion from Pepperlover, the Brown Moruga that Judy developed. That is supposedly hotter than the chocolate one, and I guess I'm going to find out. So here it is. It's really pretty good sized pod. And these are pretty big, these Brown Morugas from Judy. Very large, impressive, and extremely unpleasant looking. You don't want to touch it. And it smells very strong, and it smells hot. You just know when you smell that particular smell that it's gonna hurt. Oh dear. Alright, well, there it is. The Brown Moruga Scorpion. Thanks, Judy. Hi, Nigel Carter back again in the kitchen with an undoubtedly ridiculously hot one today. This is the Brown Moruga from Pepperlover.com. Quite a big thing, and it just smells strong. It smells like a brown pod. Smells strong, and there's oil everywhere. Alright, Brown Moruga Scorpion. I need to psych myself up a little bit for this one. Thanks, Judy, appreciate it. Very kind of you to send it. And it's quite sweet too. Very hot immediately. Oh wow. A touch bitter. Not so much though. Really just sweet. And sort of that muted fruitiness that you get with chocolate pods, brown pods. Oh, there's a lot of seeds too. It's very hot to start with. Oh. It's been a couple of weeks since I did a super, and this is already making me pay. At the moment it's all tongue and mouth burn. Oh, that's strong. Oh, that's hot. That's really hot. This tongue right now, that's just frying my tongue. Bloody hell. And my lips, under my tongue, making me cry. It's hard to talk, it hurts so much. I thought just for a second that it was going to give me hiccups. It would be the first one to give me hiccups, but it hasn't. It's just an all over mouth burn that's incredibly fierce and painful. A little bit going to the back of my throat now. Saliva just dumping in my mouth. That sounds revolting. Yeah, now it's moving to the back of my throat. My mouth is just killing me, absolutely frying. So this one, it's interesting. I've got no sense of flavour at all after the initial sweetness, followed by that sort of muted fruitiness and then the slight bitterness. And it's now moving to the back of my throat in a big way. It's extremely hot, but it's not quite as painful as some others. It's a really intense burn. Wow. And it's still going up. And now it's really moving to the back of my throat in a big way. Wow, that's an incredibly intense burn. But really not very painful. My tongue, it feels like it's swollen to twice its size. The back of my throat's got this really big hot coal back there. That's a hot one. My lips are burning up. My tongue's burning up. Underneath my tongue's really sore. Really hot rather than sore. And then the back of my throat. That's really turning on in the back of my throat now. It's just huge hot coal. I think it's still going up a little. It's just leveling off now, I think. That's very, very hot. But it's really not as painful as some. It's surprising. Yeah, now it's absolutely frying the back of my throat now. I had to get a couple of eggs out of the fridge. I'm just starting to get an endorphin rush going in my hands. I'm just starting to get the tingling. Yeah, it's definitely peaked now. Excuse me. Yeah, it feels like the back of my throat's swollen. Excuse me again. Yeah, it's very, very hot. But the pain isn't there, it's just absolutely screaming hot. Yeah, it's definitely on the way down now. I don't have hot tears with this one, which really surprises me. It's so hot. And it's quite a long-lasting burn too. It's going down incrementally. It's going down really quite slowly. I'm drooling like an idiot. And I really feel like my throat is swollen. Really, really hot in there. Yeah, it's definitely going now. It's really ramping down fairly quickly. So it really got up quick, and then it sat there a bit, and now it's just starting to go. And it feels like it's about to dive off the cliff a bit. Very, very hot, but not very painful. Again, that sounds really strange, I realise, but as far as heat goes, that's probably in the top 2 or 3, but it's nowhere near as painful as some of the other ones. I would say it's hotter than the chocolate, but the chocolate's a bit more painful. It's not quite as hot as the Douglas Butch Tea F4 brown version, but that one is also incredibly painful. But that's a very hot pod indeed. That's probably the hottest pod for just pure heat, without there being very much pain involved. There really isn't. It's just absolutely screaming hot. Yeah, it's starting to go down in the back of my throat now. My throat's not feeling quite so swollen, and it's a bit easier to talk. Sweating, nose running, crying. Just about starting to get flavours back now, and it tastes quite fruity for a brown pod actually. Fruitier than a lot of brown pods. That's leaving quite a nice aftertaste. Not quite as tropical fruity as the aftertaste that the brown 7-pot left, but just a general fruitiness with a very slight undercurrent of tobacco in a nice way. Yeah, that's a really nice aftertaste. I like that one. Wow, that's a really good pod. Not quite as nasty as I expected. It's absolutely screaming hot, but it really isn't very painful. And I wish I could explain the different sensation between the ones that are very painful versus the ones that are very hot. This is the first one I've had that's really, really screaming hot, but really isn't very painful at all. That's an interesting one, yeah. Didn't expect that. Well, the flavour's good. I bet it must make brilliant powder. Well, lovely. So, this is Nigel Carter saying that was the Brown Moruga from Pepperlover. Fantastic pepper. Very, very hot. But not painful, which is really quite nice. I enjoyed that very much. So, thank you very much to Judy for sending that to me. That's very kind of you. And yeah, I highly recommend that one. That's a belter. So this is Nigel Carter saying thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.